2 years ago, I made a video discussing whether or not the popular free VR game Rec Room was good without VR. I gave my thoughts right after the update enabling the non-VR mode came out, but now there have been tons of updates to it, so I thought I would share my updated thoughts. When starting the game, I immediately noticed one big change, which was that the game was in first person rather than the previous third person. Even after just a few seconds of playing in first person, I could already tell it was better than third person. What's great about the non-VR version of Rec Room is that it opened up the game to so many more players, which helps keep the game feel lively and full of players to play with. Though some also see this as a downside due to the kinds of players it has attracted. Rec Room is cross-platform, which means that you can play with players on different platforms. The game is now playable on PC, PCVR headsets, Oculus Quest, PS4, PSVR, and iOS. To try out the non-VR version, I played on the PS4, and had no issues when it comes to connection or performance. I tested out the non-VR version by playing a variety of both official and custom rooms. I tried parkour, climbing, PvP, adventure, and hangout rooms. The only problem I ran into was with climbing on custom rooms. I was unable to get far or get to specific areas when there was climbing involved, so some of these custom rooms are unplayable for non-VR players. All the official rooms work great though. Besides that one issue, everything worked really well. The movement and combat mechanics feel great in non-VR, and it's a lot easier to play than when this version first launched. Now obviously the non-VR version isn't going to impress you as much as the VR version will. The immersion in VR just can't be matched with the non-VR version, and Rec Room also feels more special in VR because VR doesn't really have many games like this. The only game that really comes close to it is VR Chat, and that's more focused on the social aspect, while the non-VR version feels really similar to many other popular free online games. But to answer the question, is Rec Room good without VR? Yes it is. If you don't own a VR headset and want to play Rec Room, this is a great alternative. It's also a great way to play with other friends in Rec Room whether they have a VR headset or not. But if you own a VR headset, just don't bother with the non-VR version.